Hello YouTube friends, welcome to The Last Homely Garden. This is the channel I started from the last homely house so that I could tell you about all the garden projects that I'm doing, and I've got a lot of plans for things going forward. So I'm numbering these videos to make it easier for you to find them, and if you watched number 6, this was when I was building this wildlife pond with my neighbour and landscape gardener and all-round good guy Anthony. And he and I got the digger in here and dug out the pond. Well, he did it actually. I've probably got in his way quite a lot. Then we siphoned water in from the dam that I live beside through a series of hose pipes into my little pond here, and which gave us that lovely pond water, which was better than putting in tap water. And it took about 4 days to fill it to where it is now. There's over in the corner, there's an overflow, and so when we've had some really biblical rain lately, and when it rains here and the pond fills up, then there's an overflow at the end there, which means that it'll run out into the ditch. And we've also got some plans for what to do to fill it up if it's a dry spell as well. So we're thinking about all of that. And so then once the pond was filled, what happened next was we put these turfs around the outside just to start introducing some vegetation to the outside to soften the edges a little bit. But all the rain that we've had lately and the fact that this is a very wet area of the garden means that it's really muddy down here. I mean, incredibly muddy down here. So all the times we were thinking about the way to bring people, me, down here to the pond, we kept thinking of maybe putting gravel down or making a pathway with wood chippings. None of those seemed to be a long-lasting solution. So instead, we had this idea. It was Adam's idea, actually, who helps me in my garden, of putting down this wooden walkway. So the video that follows is all about that. It's all about mud and wood, really. Those two things. There will be pretty pictures of this pond when it's finished, but this video isn't that. This video is mud and working, hammering wood. But the end is in sight for the walkway, and then I'll be able to show you round to this area here. Well, watch the video and see what it is I'm going to tell you about. But for now, see if you can spot Eileen.
So, yeah, keep that one fairly flush on that side.
So you're going to do the important
I'll
ones,
do
and
this.
I can do the other.
I'll do 2 and that'll hold it in place.
Yeah, and then I can do this.
Yeah. You listen over that film.
So they're not piloted. I'm just going to
No.
above that one.
Yep, and a 1.
And above that one.
Good.
And what kind of screws are these?
These are just coated decking screws.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then hold it with one hand, press that, and just press the trigger. You don't have to press too hard because it will pull itself in. Steady.
Steady.
Right.
Oh, I see what you mean. I don't have to bury it.
Yeah.
Steady.
First one, not so good.
Steady.
I was expecting it to be
No,
hard.
no,
It's not
not
that,
at all.
It's not that hard. So this is
No.
quite soft then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, supervise another one then.
Yeah, that's alright.
Okay.
Right. Gently with it. Gently with the trigger. Gently. That's it. You might have to hold the screw a bit longer till it starts.
What did I just say about being able to do this?
Go on, you're alright. There you are. Now if you'll get a hold there. Yeah, and then just go on.
I don't want it to top up,
That
do I?
that clicking is a hammer action.
So
on the
that's
drill.
okay then.
But if it's spinning,
Too
there you
deep.
go. Look
No.
at that.
Not too deep.
Perfect.
Okay, brilliant. Bring them on.
They're behind.
They're behind me. Excellent.
It's behind you.
It's behind you. All right, so that goes on like that.
Yeah.
Nice
Pull
and
yours
tight.
fairly flush. Is it nearly flush at that end?
It's very nice and flush.
Yeah.
Right, and then I would put one there as well, and then two
Put
here.
two there and another one there.
All right, I'm on it.
Good.
And you got more behind me?
Yeah, there's some more behind you.
Yay! And she's off.
She's up.
I'll give you a shout if I'm stuck. Just a different sort of quilting.
Exactly. Well, there you go.
Well, Mr. White, that's a good morning's walk. It's work and it's not even 11 o'clock.
It's going well, isn't it?
It's going
It's
really,
going
really well.
Yeah.
So what is it that's going well? So this is the next phase now of the garden pond project.
Yep.
And it's so muddy down here.
Yeah, yeah. We decided we had to put a raised walkway in.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we're putting 6x2 timbers in as a carcass frame, underlining it with a landscape fabric,
Yeah.
which will keep hopefully a lot of the weeds from growing up through.
Yeah. We're topping it with this.
These are
Talk about these.
these are a classic decking board that you use for in your garden. They're a 32mm board, so they're a bit thicker and stronger, and then they're injected with a resin that has grit mixed in with it.
typically what people use in all sorts of public places to make non-slip boards.
That's it. So you don't fall over, and because we're down here and the ground's wet and we're going to be sheltered, they're going to go pretty slippy
Yes.
pretty quick.
With leaves falling on it and so
Yeah.
on. This
So this is going to solve that
It's going to
problem.
stop me from slipping.
Yeah. We're not going to find Kate face
No,
down in
face
the dirt.
down in the mud. I'll carry my phone with me in case that ever happens. And I'll
So
let you
I'm
know.
going to be on speed dial.
Yeah. And on speed dial.
Get in.
So
But
this is good. It's coming.
excellent.
It's coming together really well,
Excellent.
and it looks quite sort of light coloured, but it's really going to wear in, isn't it?
Very quick, very quick. It'll weather down, especially with us walking on it as well. You know,
Yeah.
get a bit of mud on, which will darken it down. And,
Yeah. And all this
coming into the autumn, it'll soon weather down, and it'll
so
be.
this time next year, it looked like it's always been
Yeah,
here.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there are a lot of plans. First plan was to put the gate in through from the garden. That's happened now. I've got my notebook because we're going to talk about what happens to this walkway when it gets nearer to the pond. Because there's an opportunity to do some fun things. It's going all right
More
though.
plans.
Lots of
More
plans,
plans.
lots of plans.
No, it
Do you know,
is,
yesterday I told you I saw a yellow wagtail. There it was. It's just gone there.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, yeah.
We're getting some
Well,
fantastic
there you are, some
birds and
wildlife.
creatures down here. In fact, I took a photograph of a footprint of something.
Squirrel's footprint.
We think it was a
I
squirrel.
think it was a squirrel.
We think it was a
Yeah.
squirrel.
So,
So, we'll earn a cup of tea. But now my job is done because we've run out of. These are on order.
yep,
They'll be here
Yep.
soon.
yep.
But until they get here, I'm redundant. Is there another job I can do? Please don't have me brain in those
Well,
great big posts.
You could cut points on the post with the chainsaw.
So Ant was just showing me that he's putting this carcassing down and then putting the posts in. Now,
We're sitting
I
on the
would
post.
show you them, but we've made a platform to sit on. But they're what, 4 foot long?
4 foot long,
Which is
and
4 foot long. And then this is how soft the ground is.
yep.
What are you
We've
doing?
knocked the posts in until they hit firm ground underneath, and we're nearly 3.5 foot down by the time it
So
was solid enough. So we had about
he's
that
only
much left.
chainsawing off a foot.
Yep.
There's 3 foot of
So that's
pressure treated.
all
timber.
pressure treated timber,
Outlived me.
4-inch. With it being peaty, the
Uh-huh.
acid in the peat will actually preserve the
course.
posts. It's only that inch where it meets the wet in the air that
Okay,
rots. The
right.
stuff that's in the ground won't actually rot
Well, yes, of course, because that peat.
because of the acid
Yeah.
peat. Yeah. So there you go.
Awesome. Awesome.
So this next stretch is going to be the.
It's going to be the trickiest
This is
one.
going to be the trickiest.
And your 4 foot post might not be long enough. They might go in longer than 4 foot.
Well, hopefully not. But once we're covered over there, we're flying.
Yes,
You
and
know,
then that's
it,
why I've got my notebook, because we're going to talk about
We're
what
gonna get all
direction we're going to
fancy pants,
fly in.
aren't
We're going to get fancy pants
Yeah.
when this
So-
new stuff arrives. So as we're filming this, it's towards the end of September, coming into October. Well, there's quite a lot of planning now. This structure has got some surprising elements.
Yeah.
And then the pond itself is nicely bedding in now, and about the planting. But as I say, we're at the end of September, beginning of October, so there's plenty of time to think about that through. Plan it in your head and then do it in the spring,
Yeah.
by which time this will be in place. So let's have a cup of tea. Well-deserved cup of tea. Okay.
So-
Well, it's great to be getting on with the next phase of this then,
Yeah.
and I think I'm more of a hindrance than a help now.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's all right. But I can carry on. I've got loads of timber at home now, so we can get the carcassing in, and we can lay out the framework around here. And then when these decking boards come, we can just get them braid on the top. Then
I'm back
You're
on the job.
back in action.
Yeah.
I'll just
good.
cut them the size, and then I'll
Yeah.
come back the next day, and you'll have them on.
Yeah. Well, it's the sort of thing I can do in between all the other things I'm doing.
Yeah. In your quiet times.
You were quite fair. That's excellent. Thank you. Good. Oh. Here we go. So this is the next day now, and Ant has done quite a lot more of the carcassing. We'll go down and have a look at that. But this is Eileen, my goose. I've had her since she was about 3 weeks old. It's just me and Eileen here. And she's a very slow, ponderous goose. Never really gets off the ground much. And she's kind of interested in what might be happening here to her new pond. But we're going to walk along here now, if she'll let us, and go and catch her with what Ant's doing. We're taking the decking round the side of the pond. Just look at the mud there. And we'll just have a chat with Ant now. What are you doing today, Ant?
We're just carrying on with the carcassing for the walkway.
Yes.
Making the frames, laying them over the top of this really, really wet ground.
It's so wet, isn't it?
So this is definitely going to be the best option.
Yeah.
Raised walkway so you can come across.
Is it going all right?
Going great.
Going great?
Going great.
Going great.
And it shows how wet it is because...
Yeah, tell us about this post
here. Well, I can show you one here.
Okay, so that's the length of them there.
This is the post that
what
I'm
size
using.
Is this 4x4?
This is 4 inch by 4 inch, and this is 4 foot long. If you can see that.
Get hold the other end. Okay,
so this is 4 foot long.
4 foot long.
And that's all that's left of it when we braided it into the floor.
So he hit it with his big sledgehammer into this wet, muddy ground here, and he didn't have to saw any off the top.
Not at all.
That's mad.
Absolutely crazy, isn't it? It just shows how wet the ground is.
Yeah, it's so wet down here. It's the only solution, this.
And it's great. We'll pull some fabric underneath.
Yes.
Keep the weeds out.
Yeah.
And then we'll have space underneath so the little critters can get underneath the framework and get out.
Because having planned the pond so that there would be a shallow end, we want things to be able to get in and out of there.
Yeah.
And then we're building this walkway, but it actually won't hinder them because there's enough room for them to get out or get under.
Yeah. And with the grass edge as well, they can go around the edge of the walkway as well if they want to. So but there's going to be enough space for small critters to get underneath there and hide.
Critters, right? I think we're going to be creating a habitat underneath here for all sorts of critters, aren't we?
That's right, aye.
Yeah, great, absolutely great. So this is good, but as soon as those planks arrive and I can get back out here, I will. That'll be good. Good. Okay, onwards and upwards. Thank you.
It's all coming together.
It's coming together absolutely beautifully. So it's turned a corner here, it's coming down here, this carcassing, and then around this side of the pond to there, and then the pond is looking fantastic. And Eileen, the goose, is our site supervisor there.
Asleep on the job.
Asleep on the job. Well as it being really muddy down there, it's really windy as well. So I had to take all the sound off here because of the noise of the wind. Here, though, you see some of the details of the corners that Ant's been putting the walkway in for. Now, this platform, there was a sort of straight edge on the pond there. And so this platform is like a veranda that's overhanging, which will be a sitting area where I can have some chairs and maybe I don't know, a little burner or something like that just to keep it warm. And so Ant's just, look at that, it's gone in the whole length of the 4 foot post there, and he's drilling this into the base. So that's a sort of a sitting area that we're building there. The views from the pond are really lovely. These are the belted galloways on the field opposite on the hill. Really lovely to see. Look at the wind though, very windy. So here it is. The carcassing's all finished now, just waiting for those boards to arrive so that he and I can carry on and screw them down so that this will be a good walkway. It only goes halfway round the pond, just on one side. So it's the other side will be left to grow wild with whatever grows up and whatever we decide to plant there. But we're just waiting of the boards now. Come on, boards. I think the view from that little platform is going to be lovely. Eileen can still get in and out of the pond, no problem. It's because the walkway is a good 12-18 inches away from the side of the pond on that side. So she's okay. Don't have to worry about her. going to leave you now with some footage that I took with the drone. I'm quite a new drone driver, and so some of this footage is a bit not great, but you can see now that the pond has got one side of it now has got walkway planned for it, ending in that platform. And I'm just going to leave you now with the aerial view of this pond and enjoy the clouds floating in the water. And I'll see you next time with a lot more progress on this project. There's all sorts of other things going on in the garden as well. These videos, I post them very rarely, and so it's a good idea to, when you subscribe, to put your notifications on, because otherwise you may miss when I post a new video. And so thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing and leaving a comment and liking and sharing. And this is video number 7, and I'll see you with number 8 very soon. Take care, everyone.